My name is Justus, freshman trader. Hopefully you guys know me by now. So let's get started. We'll break down this trade I took on Aussie dollar Swiss franc, which, would you believe it, ended up getting break even. So yeah, let's break it down. We entered initially from the 4H information of price creating a lower low below the previous structure. So we have the lower low being created below the previous low. Once I see that, I flip to my 1 hour. I see price then creating a retest. We see a wick rejection and a nice engulfing candle right there. And we enter with a sell stop right below the low of the engulfing candle to have some momentum. Once price hits a 1-to-1 with my stop loss, I move my stop to break even. And as you can see, we ended up just getting touched out for break even before price shoots down. Obviously it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. You know, that's how trading goes. We can't win them all. And in the end, you got to be happy with the quality of your trades, not the results, because, you know, the results take care of themselves when the quality is there. So very happy with the trade anyway. If you guys watched this yesterday, hopefully some of you maybe looked at that idea. Okay, so let's break down some of these Aussie dollar pairs. Pretty much all of these are presenting a similar setup, so I won't go through all of them. But essentially what we've got is the Aussie dollar is making lower lows and lower highs. We can clearly see we got a clear downtrend happening over here. And if we want to look at potential trades or potential entries, all I want to do is identify the previous lower low, which is this right here. I want to identify price then exhausting and breaking below that previous lower low. And that's how we create a new lower low. So once I see the 4H break and close below this previous structure, that's when I flip to my 1 hour time frame and I start looking for entries. So what I want to look for on these entry time frames is essentially price pushing back to this key level, showing evidence that it's rejecting this level in the form of weak rejections. And then I want to see a momentum shift with an engulfing candle. Okay, that's all. Okay, for now, this is all I want to look for. I want to see those weak rejections. So potential entries I could be looking at, let's say price creates, imagine that's a weak rejection, and then we have some sort of engulfing candle around that level, showing that the sellers are in control and we're ready to continue push down, rejecting this level, creating the lower high. I enter with my stop safely above that level, and I target a 1-to-3. Simple as that. That's the plan. If the plan doesn't pay off, you know, we'll just relax. We don't have to take any trades if they're not there. Okay, Aussie dollar Japanese yen is a very similar situation. We've got price potentially breaking and closing below this level. Then we can start flipping to the 1H, looking for price to push back to this level. If I can use it, back to this level, create that rejection. Whoops, not like that. Create that rejection and then continue down from there. Okay, the other great thing I like about these trades is if we look to the left of this area where we're potentially going to be trading, we can see not much obstruction at all. Okay, even when we scroll back here, we can see generally in this area the market moves very nicely. Okay, so this areas is where you find those really nice sniper entries, and it's just an added, you know, sort of piece of evidence that this might be a really good trading opportunity. Okay, but of course I want to see these rejections first start to happen. Okay, I won't go through all of them because they're all pretty similar.
This week only, you can get a copy of the Edgefinder for 40% off using code A1YT. Check out the link in the description for more details.
Okay, GBP NZD is currently consolidating. Okay, but I want to talk about it because it presents a really nice opportunity to trade either to the downside if price breaks and closes below this level. We can look for price to continue down from there, or if price breaks to the upside, we can start looking at price to continue bullish to there, maybe back up to some of these levels. Okay, so if we flip to the 1 hour, we can see a very clear consolidation happening right here. So the plan for me, let's say the 4 hour breaks and closes below this level, wrong arrow, breaks and closes below this level, then pushes back to this level, creates some wick rejections, engulfing candle. Let's say, you know, the wick is pushing up back somewhere up here, and we have an engulfing candle somewhere here. We can definitely look to enter that sell stop somewhere around these key areas and target the 1 to 3. And I'd be pretty confident saying that we have a good chance of reaching back down to these levels. Okay, because, you know, we have the structure creating a lower low, a lower high. We have the 1H creating new lows, new highs. We have the momentum shift, the rejection. It's all there. Okay, same thing goes if we break above to the top. There's definitely a chance that, given we see a rejection on the lower time frames, price could, you know, potentially push up from here, and we could start targeting some of these highs. Okay, but it all depends on where this, you know, consolidation goes. If I don't see the 4 hour, which is my structural time frame, breaking and closing out of this level, I'm not going to start trading. Okay, I'm not going to start looking for anything. You can see in the past here, we've had price push out above these levels and then wicks right back down. Okay, so this is why I do quite like having 2 time frames. It allows you to really set a consistent approach to how you approach the market, I guess. So, you know, let's say I was trading on the lower time frames, price breaks out, closes out of there, and then comes right back and fakes out. Okay, when I have these 2 time frame setups, I can clearly see when price breaks out, and there's not a whole lot of mess on the lower time frames. Okay, let's continue with GBP JPY. Very similar setup to some of these Aussie dollar pairs that I talked about. We can just see price creating a lower low, and then if we look at the 1H, very nice setup that we got going on. We can wait for price to push back to this level, create that wick rejection and that engulfing candle. You know, let's say it's something like this. We can start looking like that. We don't have to do anything aggressive. And a lot of people always ask me, you know, how do I pick my targets? This is really up to you guys. You know, I would say go and back test your system and see which target work best for you. I use a fixed 1 to 3 because that's what, you know, I found works best for me over the long term. Okay. Obviously you guys don't have to do that, but it's just how I like to trade. Okay. GBP USD, we can again see a very similar situation, price creating a lower low, below the previous low. So we do want to see price close below this level. There is still a couple of hours left in this 4H. So yeah, there is still a very real chance price could create a wick and reject this level completely. Okay, so that's why I wait for the close. Let's say price closes below this level. We can wait for the 1H to push back here, and wait for that momentum shift candle, engulfing candle, enter with some wick rejections, stop loss above those wicks, and we take the 1 to 3. Okay, again, really like these setups because if we look to the left, we're in clear daylight. There's not many obstructions for some of those guys who take trailing stops. This might be, you know, one of those trades which really goes, considering there's not much obstruction to the left. Okay, there's a few more setups I want to talk about. USD JPY I want to talk about because it's presenting a really nice consolidation. So when I see consolidations, I start thinking, oh yeah, like we can start looking for some breakouts. We can monitor these structures to wait for price to break, close, continuation, or break to the bottom, close, continuation. Okay, so I don't mind consolidations. It just means that eventually price is going to break out of these. If we're patient enough, we can maybe find an entry. Okay, Euro USD. This is a similar situation to GBP USD I talked about, where we're sort of coming back to this previous lower low structure right here. But I didn't quite see an entry on the 1 hour because we didn't have that bearish behavior. we can see we break above the previous lower high structure, which as soon as that happens for me indicates that this is no longer a bearish trend on the lower time frame. So I need to wait for this trend to flip back to bearish, and I do that with a double top. Okay, very simple. But I talked about this again with my live stream before that. I just want to see if that doesn't work, price break and close below, and we can look for continuations there. Okay, we don't have to find a trade at every level. You know, there's always going to be new entries, and you can just wait for the next one. Okay, Euro CAD. Okay, so let's look at this because it's somewhat of a reversal setup. We can see past few weeks, massive downtrend. Then we run into a bit of a consolidation, but we can clearly identify that price has created some sort of a double bottom right here. Then we get the break and close above the previous lower high structure right there. We create a new higher high. So my plan from here, wait for price to push back to this level. Then we flip to the 1H, look for potential entries on the lower time frames. And, you know, given we see some entries, we might have to enter with some sort of a double bottom. But let's say, you know, we have some sort of an engulfing candle. We can start targeting those 1 to 3s. Not too concerned about these levels up here. Primarily because if we take a trade from here, we'll move our stop to break even once we hit that 1 to 1. Okay, so even if price pushes back up to this level and then rejects it, we just hit a break even. Okay, I think when the structure is looking reversal like this, it's worth taking the trade for the potential continuation. Okay, one more trade I want to talk about, Euro Swiss franc. I don't know if this will even be, you know, sort of set up by the time this is published, but this is a very nice setup we got going on here. We can just see very clear break below the consolidation. We form a lower low. Now we're pushing back. We look at the 1H. We're forming a really nice wick rejection. So, you know, if the next few hours presents an engulfing candle, we enter, sell stop, stop loss safely above the structure, target the 1 to 3. Okay, we just want to wait for the momentum shift now. If we don't quite get the engulfing candle, we can definitely just wait for price to create a double bottom, and we enter on a second touch. If you guys haven't already subscribed to A1 Trading, please do so. They provide really good, free, informative content from traders all over the world. If feeling generous, hit the like button as well and drop a comment.
Interested in seeing our trades live as they happen? By joining the A1 Trading Discord, you'll get a notification every time one of our traders enters a position. Each trade we share comes with an entry price, a stop loss, and most importantly, a full breakdown of why the trade was taken. Learn alongside our experienced traders, join our active chat room, and ask your questions in our coaching webinars. Between our team of active traders, we trade Forex pairs, commodities like gold and oil, crypto, and stocks. By joining the group, you'll be able to keep up with all of it. Sign up today using the link in the description, and don't forget to use our promo code listed below for a special subscriber discount. Thanks for watching, and see you inside.